This is Hamstring Havoc Day 4. We're working on using weight to your advantage to help lengthen out your hamstrings. Okay, so there's all kinds of different ways to do this. So starting out, let's just deadlift, all right? But we're going to focus on the lowering down. So you're just gonna hang your weight at the hip level. You want your feet hip width distance apart, okay? And you want your hips neutral to begin with, neither in that anterior pelvic tilt nor in a posterior pelvic tilt, all right? Neutral. And then you're going to hinge your hips backwards and get a nice significant hip hinge. If you notice, I'm sliding that weight down about 3 inches. All right, from there, let's pretend I don't even bend my knees at all. Neutral, 3 inches down. From this point onward, if you need to bend your knees some, you can start to bend your knees some as you continue to sit your hips backward and drop the weight down. Okay, so this is the movement that is lengthening you. You stand up with it. That does not lengthen you out in this position. So it's the slow, purposeful lower and loading of your hamstrings on the way down that is helping you mine that length and also build strength in range of motion. Hips back, little baby bend in the knees as needed, and you're feeling that only in your hamstrings, not in your back. Another way to do that is to sling weight on your back, right? And to lower. This is a good morning. It's still a hip hinge. The load placement matters because now you are, instead of gravity pulling the weight down and you sort of resisting against it, the weight is helping also to push you down and you're resisting against it. There's more lengthening here in this good morning than there is in that deadlift. Okay? And you can go a little, boom, and focus on that top part of the hamstring, or you can go a lot. That extra weight might help you go down more, but if you go down more, you better be prepared to be more sore on the following day because you are eccentrically loading and you're lengthening out while you're tearing those muscle fibers, and it just makes you more sore. Okay, so you can do it from standing, using weight to resist against, right? Pull up against on the way down or push up against on the way down via your deadlifts or your good mornings. There's also a Jefferson curl. I don't want necessarily to encourage people to do that right out of the gate because it is effective. It requires a lot. You're literally curling your spine on the way down. I feel like there's so much more spinal mobility that is a prerequisite to being able to do a Jefferson curl safely. And most people's head and neck alignment is not gonna play ball with that. So while it could be effective and it might be an option for you, it might not be an option for everybody else. So if you know that it's something that you want to try, go for it. You probably will get more out of your hamstrings if you do a Jefferson curl for sure. Still working that same kind of resisting against gravity as you curl down. And it's helping to lengthen the entirety of your back body, not just your hamstrings. So your hamstrings definitely get a stretch from doing it. So that's just a note on the Jefferson curl. It factors in to this kind of subset of standing weighted movement that helps, but it's not one that I am going to get into detail with. Next, you can seated forward fold with a weight. The weight can be a static weight, a plate, or whatever that you happen to have on hand, or it could be the weight of another human being pushing on you. However, you have to set it up so that you have belly to thigh touching in order for it to be maximally safe. All right, so if that means supporting your knees here, great. If you need to support your knees up here and then have somebody push you down, great. Another one to do is from child's pose. You can get in your child's pose and have somebody push down on you and gently hold you in your deeper position as you breathe. Focus on your exhales and you'll go down more. But not everybody has a super friend or partner around. And so if you don't have that, but you do have a light-ish, well-balanced weight, and you can get yourself in a good starting position, I'm going to go ahead and make my starting position look like most people's starting position or more people's starting position than my real one. Okay, I'm supporting the back of my legs so that I have a significant bend in my knees so that, yep, this is not even really stretching me all that much because a lot of the back of my leg is supported. But once I start to go all the way forward, I'm getting a stretch in my back and in the back of my legs. And so this is where, with an appropriate amount of weight, you can put it on your back and you can let it push you the rest of the way down. And then you just breathe with it. Take deep breaths in and then let the weight on your exhale push you down more. You breathe in, you're a little bit tensioned against that weight. And then on your exhale, try to relax a little bit deeper and let the weight push you down a little bit more. And you just repeat that pattern over and over again for many minutes at a time. But not too many minutes at a time when this weight is involved because it is a more passive stretch and you don't want to put yourself in a position of having changed so much that you no longer have the muscular support to get up and out of it. Okay, so there you go with weight. That's day 4 of Hamstring Havoc. Next is day 5.